Namaste, hello again. So in this class today, we're still focusing on heating postures. We're still focusing on building an inner fire. And one of the ways we can do that is by use of the spine. So we can actually build a heated or a warm practice just through twists and backbends. So I really enjoy doing twisty kind of practices anyway, even if I'm not doing twists and backbends on a more conventional scale. Sometimes just adding a twist or adding some movement to the spine is really good for your practice anyway. It's actually really necessary to keep your spine moving, and especially those of you that have had back problems. Sometimes when you've had back problems, the least thing you want to do is a back bend. But actually slowly working through back bends and doing some of the more simpler, softer back bends will slowly start to strengthen the muscles around the spine. And then of course, like anything, if you strengthen the muscles around the bones, that prevents future damage to the bones, or it strengthens the muscles so much that your bones are being supported by the muscles rather than your bones just taking all of the load, which is what tends to happen. The muscles will actually take some of the hold, some of the load. Okay, so we're going to do a few twists and back bends in this practice, and I'll give you different options how you can move through some of them, and let's see how we get on. So I'm going to have a little sip to begin with. So sitting in a comfortable sitting position. I'm sitting in Siddhasana at the moment, which is one of the sitting poses. I'm going to encourage you to sit in Sukhasana. Sukhasana means that the feet are underneath the knees. I'm going to come off my bolster for this one. Lift up tall, drop your shoulders. And then bring your hands in towards your heart. And as ever, we're going to begin with the chant of one Om together. So first taking a deep breath in through the nose. Release your air out your mouth. And then after your inhale, one Om. And then just bring your hands down onto your legs. Start to get into the breath at the back of the throat. Long inhales, full exhales. With your next inhale, take your right hand behind, left hand over your right knee. Stretch up tall through the spine. Exhale, twist, look over the right shoulder. So fingertips onto the floor behind you, close in towards your back. Inhale, come back to the center. Left hand behind, right hand over the knee. Exhale, twist, look over the left shoulder. Inhale back to the center. Change the cross of the legs opposite way. And then bring your fingertips to the floor. And exhale, start to walk your fingers forward. So lengthen from your lower back, chest coming forward, shoulders back. Inhale, walk your hands in. And then draw the heels in, come up onto the hands and knees. Spread the fingers, knees underneath the hips. Let's just do a little bit of cat-cow. So arch the spine with an inhale, lift the head up. Exhale, chin comes in towards the chest, lift the spine up. Inhale, roll through the spine, roll the shoulders back, lift the head. Exhale, chin comes in, spine lifts up. Inhale, arch the back. And then with your exhale, lift the hips up, downward dog. Just have a move in downward dog, whatever you feel is playful or necessary. Maybe today you need to keep the knees bent a little bit more, or maybe you feel like you can draw your heels down to the floor. Maybe you need to turn your fingers out to the sides a little bit, see if that helps with any shoulder stiffness. And then we'll walk back to the front of the mat, step by step, fold in towards the legs. Softly bend the knees, hands to hips, come up to a standing position. Okay, so I'm going to start with my hands down to the sides. Make sure you have a couple of bricks handy, or maybe even just one. Have one near you. You will need 2 bricks, or you will need 2 bricks, or you can even use a rolled up mat for later on in the class. Okay, hands down to the sides. Let's do some sun salutations. Engage the thighs. Inhale, lift your arms up, palms together, look up. Exhale, folding towards the legs, look towards the knees. Inhale, press into legs or floor, look forward. Exhale, first one, step back into down dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Drop the knees, exhale, lower the chest. Point the toes, inhale, lift the chest just a little bit. And then tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. So again, just do what you need to for your back at the moment. Maybe you need to bend your knees. If you can straighten the legs, then engage the thighs to release the backs of the legs. Shoulders roll out to the sides. Okay, and then look forward, inhale, step or jump back to the front. Extend, look forward, exhale, fold in. Inhale, reach up. Grow taller, look up. Exhale, arms to the sides. Keep moving with your breath. Inhale, lift and look up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lengthen away from the legs, look forward. Exhale, this time straight into a plank and lower down. Inhale, onto the front of the feet, lift the chest, shoulders back. Exhale, downward dog. Okay, look forward, inhale, step or jump back to the front, extend away from the legs. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms to the sides. Inhale, lift and look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen away from the legs, look forward. Exhale to your plank down, chaturanga. Remember, you can always come all the way down to the floor, point the toes. Inhale, roll back the shoulders, lift the chest. Exhale, downward dog. So I say often that a sun salutation is a good all-round practice, and you'll notice we already have a back bend in there. So even if you only have time for 5 sun salutations in the morning, do 5 sun salutations. Okay, look forward, inhale, step or jump back to the front. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Let's go again. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale to your plank and down. Inhale, lift the chest, shoulders back. Exhale, downward dog. Deep breaths. Remember Ujjayi breathing while you're doing your postures. Ujjayi breathing while you're transitioning helps with the energy to move on. And then it also helps to maintain a posture because you're continuing to feed the body with oxygen. Okay, this time inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands. Turn the left foot parallel to the edge of the mat. Take a brick near you. First one. I'm coming up with straight legs. We're going to do Trikonasana. So arms outstretched. Engage both the thighs. So lift your quadricep muscles up. Take your arms out. Turn the palms up. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, reach out over your right leg. Right hand onto the leg. Left arm lifts up. Plant the feet down. Get your stability through your feet. Breaths here. Pressing your hand into your leg and press your leg into your hand. And then bring your left hand onto your hip and exhale, bend your right knee. Right elbow onto the thigh. Parsvakonasana. So there's different versions of this. This is one, if you need to, you can just stay here, elbow onto the thigh. Or you can take your brick, bring your right hand down, little toe side of the brick. And then lift your left arm up and over your left ear. Breathing deeply into the side body. Inhale, both hands to the floor. Exhale, step back, downward dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, left foot between the hands. So I'm going to shift my brick, little toe side of the foot. Come up with straight legs. Arms outstretched. Turn the palms up. Inhale, lift your arms up. So we're creating this space through the waist. Exhale, reach out over your left leg. Left hand down, right arm lifts up. Five long conscious breaths. Okay, look down towards your foot, right hand onto the hip. Exhale, bend your left knee. So left elbow can just stay on this left thigh if you want to. Roll the right shoulder back. So we're continuing to lift the rib cage up. And then if you're going further, left hand comes onto the brick and take your right arm over your right ear. Inhale, both hands down. Exhale, step back, downward dog. We're going to take a vinyasa here. If you don't need to take a vinyasa, just stay in downward dog. Inhale to a plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the chest, shoulders back. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands. Hop the left foot forward a little bit. This time we're going to have a brick onto the inside of the foot. And then come up to standing. Right hand onto the hip. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Both legs straight to start with. Exhale, reach forward. Bring your left hand onto the brick. Inside of the foot for now. And then roll the right shoulder back. Keep planting down with both of the feet. And then lift your right arm up for Parivrita Trikonasana. Scissor the inner legs in towards each other. Notice how my right hip wanted to sway out to the side then. I'm going to bring it back. Okay, right hand onto the hip. I'm going to step the left foot back and just bring the left knee down to the floor. I'm going to take my brick little toe side of the foot now. Inhale, lift the left arm. Exhale, hook the left elbow over the knee. Palms together. So different versions of Parivrita Pajvakonasana. This one is a good place to stay if you want to stay here. Or you can reach your left hand down towards the brick and lift your left knee off the floor. And again, you can either keep your right hand onto your hip, lift your right arm up, or even take your right arm over your right ear. A little bit more challenging to breathe in this position. Okay, and then inhale, both hands down. Exhale, step back, downward dog. Let's do the left side. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, left foot between the hands. So I'm hopping my right foot forward. I'm going to keep the brick inside of the foot today. Hands to hips. Engage both the thighs. Inhale, lift the right arm. I'm consciously aware of my back foot grounding down and my quadricep muscles lifting. As I exhale, reach forward, right hand onto the brick. Then I'm starting to rotate the torso. And inhale, lift the left arm up. Those of you that want to go deeper in this practice can take their brick little toe side of the foot. It's a little bit more challenging. Okay, and then left hand onto the hip. I'm going to step my right foot back a little bit and then bring the knee to the floor. Come back to center. Inhale, lift the right arm. Exhale, hook the right elbow over the knee. Palms together. So all of those options again. First option is to stay here, knee on the floor, hands together in prayer. Second option, right hand down. And then lift the right leg up. And then you can lift your left arm up or over your ear. For this one, I'm just going to keep my hands up and bring my knee down to show you that option. Okay, and then inhale, both hands to the floor. Exhale, big step back, downward dog. Let the head hang. Okay, I'm just going to make sure I've got nothing in my way now. The next one is a little bit more of a challenge, if you like. So we're going from Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog, and we're going to go into wild thing. Some of you have done wild thing before, I'm sure. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, knee to the chest. Swing the shoulders forward. Inhale, lift the leg. So we're going straight into it today. Exhale, knee to the chest, and then step your foot underneath your left arm. You're going to lower your center of gravity. Keep the right hand on the floor. Lift your hips up. Take your left hand up and back. Open up your chest, open up the hips. Karasana, wild thing. You can straighten your legs. If that's jarring in your back, keep your knees bent. Exhale, turn to face the floor. Downward dog. Let's do the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, knee to the chest, swing forward. Inhale, lift the leg. Exhale, knee to the chest. Step your foot underneath your right arm. So I'm going to lower my center of gravity, lower the hips down. Then as I turn, I can lift the hips up and take the right hand back. And then exhale, turn back to face the floor, downward dog. And let's come down. Have a little rest in a child's pose. Forehead down, arms down to the sides. Okay. Getting warm already. Also doesn't help that suddenly the sun has come round and I'm now directly in the sun. I'm going to move this back a little bit. Shouldn't make any difference to what you see. Okay, so back up onto the hands and knees. Okay, I'm going to take my feet, my knees together and my feet over to the left side. And then I'm just going to drop the hips down to the floor. Okay, so let me show you it from this side. So the knees are forward and the feet are out to the side. Left foot or left shin bone on top of the right sole of the right foot for Bharadvajasana. Take the right hand back. Take your left hand and put your left hand underneath your right knee. Lift your chest. Exhale, twist, look over the right shoulder. Taking the right shoulder back. And keep the spine long. Okay, and then come back to the center. So there's two ways you can do this. You can either just swing your legs around or come back up onto your knees, take your feet over to the opposite side and sit down again. So this time the right shin bone is on top of the left foot. And then take the left hand behind you, right hand over your knee. You're trying to trap your fingers underneath your left knee. And then open up the chest, lengthen the spine, exhale, twist, look over the left shoulder. Okay, inhale, come back to the center. This time I'm going to swing my legs around. Take the feet out in front. And we'll do another forward fold and then a twist. So we're going to lift the right leg up. Have some space in between the right foot and the inner left thigh. Hold on to the knee to start with for Marichyasana. So nice long spine. Lift the crown of the head up towards the sky. And then take your left hand out to the side. Release your right arm forward. So some of you might just be here with your fingers on the floor. If you have your fingers on the floor, make sure they're even. So one isn't back and one forward. Keep them even. Or you might be able to take your right hand back behind you and bind your fingers behind your back. Whichever one you're doing, you're going to lengthen from your lower back with an inhale. Engage the left thigh and exhale, fold forward. Keep your drishti looking towards your toes. And then inhale to come back up. So take your left hand across your right knee. Take your right hand behind you to start with. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, twist, look over the right shoulder. So 3 different ways to do this. First way, just hold on to the knee and twist as deeply as you can from here. Second way is to hook your left elbow over your knee. Keep rolling the right shoulder back and keep lengthening the spine up as you twist. And the third way, if you have a little bit more flexibility, you can wrap your left hand behind you, right hand goes back and bind your fingers. Keep grounding down with this left leg, let that anchor you into the floor. Okay, and then release that side. Bring your foot forward. Let's bend the left knee. If you really want to do a heated practice, you want to do vinyasas in between each side, you can do that. Otherwise, left knee bent, left foot on the floor, take your right hand out to the side, and then drop your left hand in front of your left leg. So again, you can either stay there, or you can reach your hands back and bind. If you have a belt and you're not able to bind very easily, sometimes just holding onto a belt can help. Lengthen the spine up, and then exhale, fold. Okay, inhale, come back up. Take the left hand behind, fingertips towards your lower back. Hold on to the knee with your right hand. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, twist over to the left. So move your stomach around, then your rib cage, then your breastbone. And again, you can either hook your elbow over your knee and go a little deeper, or if you have the flexibility, mostly in your shoulders actually, then you can reach your right hand back. And then inhale, come back to the center. Take your feet forward. Okay, I'm going to take a vinyasa from here into the front of my body onto the floor. So fingertips onto the floor. Inhale, lift the legs. Exhale, cross the legs, roll forward. Step or jump back. Lower down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, downward dog. And then we're going to come onto the front of the body. Feet towards the back of the mat. and then lower down onto the front. So we're starting off front body back bends. And the first one we're going to do is a Sphinx pose. So forearms into the floor, top of the feet onto the floor, thighs heavy, so that means you're working your thighs. And then you're pressing your pubic bone down quite deeply. So when you press your pubic bone down, you're going to have this engagement of the gluteus muscle buttocks. And that's a good thing because that will help us to lift out of the lower back. So press your hands down, lift your chest, move your chest forward, shoulders back, and just look forward. And then lower down, one hand over the other, forehead onto the hands. Relax everything, relax the thighs, relax the glutes. And then take your hands underneath your shoulders and then out to the sides a little bit. I'm sure you're not doing this outside and your floor won't be quite as cold as this is. It's pretty cold. Lift the elbows up. So we're going to do our dancing cobra. We do this nearly every class. Inhale, lift the chest. I'm going to keep rooting down with my thighs and my pubic bone. And then exhale, right shoulder comes down. I'm weaving down this right shoulder, looking over the left elbow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left shoulder comes down, look over the right elbow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right shoulder down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left. Come up as high or as low as you need. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left. And then final one, we're keeping this cobra pose really wide. Elbows come into the sides, lift the chest, roll the shoulders back, root down with the center of the body. Keep that lift out of your lower back. So draw the navel in, open the chest. Enjoy. And then exhale to come down, one hand over the other, the little rock of the pelvis into the floor. Okay, so hands onto the floor, come up onto the hands and knees. We're going to do an upward dog pose, which of course we do this when we're doing the sun salutation, but let's practice it a little bit deeper. And to do this, you're going to need 2 bricks. If you don't have 2 bricks, maybe you have a bolster, you can also take a bolster, or you can also roll up the mat. If you only have 1 mat, you can roll up the edge of your mat, so you can just do a roll like this. To make it quite firm. Excuse me. So, if you're using the bricks like I am, I'm going to wrap the mat over the bricks and keep the bricks quite wide on the mat. So that when I push in, I'm just going to push the bricks into the mat, so that's quite secure. So we're going to go from downward dog into an up dog, and then we're going to hold it. We're going to do 3 of those, just holding it 1 breath in each. So from downward dog, this is also a really good way to do downward dog if you've got really stiff shoulders. Have a lift. Inhale, come forward, I'm just going to flip my feet. So up dog, remember, is not a cobra. Cobra is knees to the floor. Up dog is knees off the floor. Move your chest forward, move your hips forward, move your shoulders back. Hold it there. And still engaging the gluteus muscles. And then exhale, back into down dog. And let the head just hang. Okay, we're just going to do one breath in each, and I'm going to try and flip my feet when I do this. So that means I'm going to roll over the toes and then roll back over the toes. If that's not possible for you, you can either just place your feet, one to each side, or you can even just stand the balls of the feet. Okay, so find the one that works best for you. Inhale forward to the flank, and then lift your chest. Up dog, roll over the toes if you're doing that. Exhale, down dog. I'm going to do that 2 more times. Inhale forward. Exhale back. One more. Inhale forward. Exhale back. And then come down, have a rest. You're going to rest your forehead to the floor in a child's pose. Arms down to the sides, also resting the wrists. Okay, and then come back up. So come up onto the hands and knees. Just move the props to one side. Cross the legs over at the ankles, roll back over the feet. Bring your feet forward. Okay, so now back of the body, back bends. You have an option just to stay with Setu Bandhasana bridge pose, but we're also going to do Urdhva Dhanurasana, sometimes known as wheel, the crab. Okay, palms of the hands facing in. Slowly lower down. Let's come to a halfway point. Hold it there. And then all the way down. Okay, I'm just going to remove my hairband. Bend the knees. Feet on the floor. So Setu Bandhasana. Shuffle the shoulder blades under, hands down to the floor towards the heels. And then inhale, lift your hips up. Keep the back of the neck on the floor. Keep the back of the head on the floor, but there's a slight curve in the neck. First one, 5 breaths. Okay, so the next one we're going to do the same again, but this time we're going to lift one leg up and then the other. So inhale, lift up. I'm going to interlock my fingers underneath my back this time and shuffle the feet together. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Point the toes, lift up. Hold it there. Just 3 breaths. Then right foot down. Inhale, lift the left leg. Keep lifting. Both feet down, shuffle the feet apart, release the hands, lift the heels up, and then slowly lower down. Okay, I'm not going to hug my knees towards the chest, because I want to keep this heat that I've developed in my spine to move on to my back bend, my bigger back bend. So this time, hands go underneath the shoulders. Now I know some people find Urdhva a very challenging pose. You can also do this against the wall. You can also do this off bricks. And I do a tutorial for this on another time. So we'll go through different ways of doing it. There are also options just to stay on the crown of your head, so you don't have to go all the way up. So hands underneath the shoulders, press your hands into the floor, lift up, and again, you might just stay here onto the crown of your head. If you can, you're going to straighten your arms, lift your hips up. So you'll notice I also lift my heels up because that's helping my lower back. Let the head drop, straighten the arms. If you can hold this 10 breaths, that's great. When you come down, lift your head up first, slowly lower yourself down. Have a little poke of the knees into your chest. I'm coughing because this is very heart opening and lung opening. Sorry about that. Okay, and then bring your feet back down again. So, you want to do another one? Go ahead, do another one. And I'm going to do another one. If you want to join me if you've had enough. So hands underneath the shoulders, elbows lifted. Remember, I'm going to lift my heels up because that too helps my lower back and helps me move into my shoulders. Inhale onto the crown of the head. And then lift up, lift the heels. The great thing about this pose is the longer you stay in it, the easier it is. And then lift your head up and come back down. Okay, hug in. Hug the knees in. Once again, let's release something. Take the knees apart, hold on to the big toes. And then just draw your knees down towards your armpits. Have a little sway from side to side. Stop in the centre. Okay, hug the knees in. Take your arms out wide and then just drop your knees over to the right. Over your left shoulder. Soften your back. Knees come back up again, and then we're going to drop them over to the left and over the right shoulder. Up again. So we're going to get ready for Shavasana. I'm just going to put a jumper on. And then I suggest, if you have a bolster or some cushions, you're going to put them underneath your lower back. And that's just going to help take any tension that might be in your lower back. It's just going to help to soften your lower back to the floor. Grab a bolster. By all means, grab a blanket if you need one. And let your feet drop out to the sides. Lift your chest, let the shoulders drop. And then soften everything. So soften the thighs, soften the buttocks especially. When you've been doing back bends, there is quite a lot of energy that's being put into the gluteus muscles and the quadricep muscles. So although we think it's about the back, it's also about those muscles that we're supporting the back with. So when you're in Shavasana, just make sure you relax those. Relax your shoulders. Relax all the muscles in your spine, soften your spine. And relax the muscles in your face. Release your jaw. Release your eyes into the back of your head. Two small pebbles that can go into the head circulation. Feel yourself softening into the floor. You know, for this time, you have nothing to do. And let it go. hands. Gently rock your head from side to side. Stretch your arms back. Stretch through to the tips of the toes. Curl your knees up towards your chest. Roll to one side, letting your arms support your head on that side. Make sure you're all the way onto the side of your body. And then press your hand into the floor, come up sitting. Find something to be seated on. Keep your eyes closed and your mind soft. Reintegrate and just to observe whatever sensations you're feeling in your body. Hopefully you're feeling lighter, maybe more energized. If you want to join me in chanting again, bring your hands in towards your heart. So I'll finish by chanting 3 Oms together and shanti, shanti, shanti. So first a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale your air out your mouth. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace within, peace to each other, peace to the whole of existence. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly did. I'll see you next time.